Hey guys, it's Yo Urban Chick 1. So I decided to make this video now because I actually just got off of a video interview. So that's the reason why I have like hair, makeup, all glammed up. But anyway, point is this video is just tips on what you can do if you're home, if you lost your job, and this is just from my experience. I'm not an expert. I'm just telling you from my personal experience these tips that have helped me. So first, let's talk about health. Like for instance, since we are staying at home, I would definitely make sure your vitamin D levels are high. For me specifically, since I live in the city, New York, I'm not going outside every day. Some people are okay with going outside every day. I'm not one of those people. So I'm not exposed to the sun as much as I usually am during the springtime. By not being exposed to the sun, for me personally, it affects my emotions. So before the pandemic, there are a lot, and I'm all about health. So if you can afford it, you can even go to if you can't afford the high quality vitamins, you can go to Family Dollar or even Dollar Tree. They might have like one a day. This I got this from Family Dollar. Yeah, I got this from Family Dollar. I think it was like $2 to $3. And it has vitamin D. It has 125% of the recommended daily value. And it has a lot of other vitamins and supplements that are really good to use. Because if you're not eating, I don't know, buying salads for lunch, or I don't know, if you're not just eating adequately like you used to before the pandemic, I would definitely recommend getting a daily vitamin, but make sure it definitely has vitamin D. For me specifically, the reason why I'm up on my supplements before the pandemic is because I am a female and I had to make sure my B6 levels were high. If not, I would get nauseous around that time of the month. That's just what I had to deal with. So definitely have that. I also have this. It's called Sunny Mood. Also, all these products I bought with my own money. I'm not sponsoring. I'm not a sponsor. I ain't getting nothing for this. So this is just all my personal tips. So definitely get the one a day from Family Dollar. If you're tight with money, a lot of people lost their job. That's another thing. I did lose my job, unfortunately. We'll speak about that later. But definitely get the one a days, or just get some multivitamin. You can get these from Family Dollar. Get a multivitamin from Family Dollar or Dollar Tree. It might not be the best. I know there's controversy against vitamins, that they're synthetic, but hey, it's better than nothing. Okay. Another thing I have now, if you do got money and you still working, you could look on GNC. I got this. This is called Sunny Mood, from Irwin Naturals. It's these are pills. These are gel pills you take, and it's supposed to help with clarity, positive, and uplifting. And it has D3, which is what you need. And usually would get that from the sun. And it has just a lot of other things that are really good for you. Um, Fish oil. So if you're a vegan, you might not want to take this. But vitamin D3 is the main ingredient here, which is 300% of your daily value. It has magnesium. It has chromium, rhodiola, passion flower, lemon balm extract, passion flower extract. So this was around $25. So if you do have a job still, and if you willing to spend little coins, I got this from GNC. So check out GNC online or even a vitamin shop online. Another tip. I also bought this Love Goddess. But the main ingredient here is also vitamin D. So I got this from GNC. I ain't never used it. But anyway, wanted to show this. Like, who the hell names their stuff Love Goddess? But it caught my eye. Love Goddess. Love Goddess. It says bring back that loving feeling. Anyway, we ain't gonna get into that. But Also, and so make sure, make sure your vitamin D levels are pretty high and efficient, especially if you're not eating the right vegetables. Like I haven't been buying that many fruits and vegetables. I've been doing mainly frozen supplements. So, I mean, frozen vegetables like frozen spinach and broccoli, but I will start buying more fruits and vegetables. But every day I make sure I take my multivitamin. I take this every day. Okay. And then also on top of your vitamin D, it's also important to make sure your gut health is at a good level because everything starts within your gut. So I also take probiotics. So this I also got from GNC. This is the GNC probiotic. It might come on the screen backwards, but this is the GNC probiotic. Women's 30 billion CFU. So I try to take this daily. I miss a lot of days sometimes. Um, but definitely, if you're, make sure you have a probiotic. On top of that, since a lot of people recommend, keeping up with your immune system, I've also purchased this. All this stuff I purchased at least four, except for the one a day. Everything else I purchased months ago, like probably 2 months before the pandemic started. So this I also got. It's called Green Superfood. It has your daily greens and also nutritious fruits and veggies. So one serving is two full fruits and veggies. This helps with natural energy. It helps promote detox. It helps with alkalize. It aids in digestion and it supports immunity. So this is a powder. So you take the scoop that's in this and you can put it in your juice, you can put it in your smoothies, or you can put it in water. I will say this has wheatgrass in it. And it has a green grass food blend, an antioxidant grass blend. Wheatgrass is the main thing. This also has like vitamin A, it's high in vitamin K, vitamin C, calcium, iron. But this tastes nasty. If you put in water, just water, it tastes disgusting. So for this, what I've been doing, I've been mixing bananas and frozen strawberries in a smoothie. So I put this in a smoothie with almond milk. I don't do a lot of dairy, so I just do almond milk. I don't do yogurt. So for health, I recommend those things. Sleep. Now let's talk about sleep. I have not been sleeping well. There's been times where I've stayed up until 5 in the morning and then I'll just sleep half of the day. I know I'm not the only one. I've been seeing on my timeline, social media timeline, Facebook, people stay up till 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. One girl told me she stayed up till 7 and then like 7 a.m. I'm like, well, damn. So sleep is essential. And then I get it a lot. It's and the people are like, oh, you need to get sleep, you need to sleep. But when it's like, some people, it's like, why? You're going to stay up because you don't have to get up at 6 in the morning to go to work. You're staying at home. And then if you don't have a job, like, what's the point? So in that case, what has been helping me go to sleep is I've been taking melatonin. It's like a natural supplement. Also, I got this from Family Dollar, so it's not the best quality, but it gets the job done. Take this 30 minutes before 30 minutes before bedtime. You only need to take one pill. There are 90 tablets in this. So this has been lasting me, it's going to last me a pretty penny, which is great. So take melatonin if you're okay with taking that. It can help you relax you for sleep. Okay, so those are my tips when it comes to your health. Get sleep, make sure your vitamin D intake is high, and make sure you're taking a daily supplement to give you all those nutrients that you need. So we covered health, and I have my notes written. So let's cover just production. So I've already stated I did lose my job, unfortunately. I was let go and I was furloughed in around mid-April. So that's been April, yeah, about a month now. And there's been ups and downs. But what I've learned that has been helping me every day is getting up and taking a shower first thing in the morning. There have been a couple of people, including some people I know, who've been like just lackadaisical with the whole shower thing, and I get it. You're not going anywhere. I don't think it's not that nasty to like just skip on the shower for like one day or two. Look, if you want to come for me in the comments. But I'm just saying. But for me, taking a shower every day in the morning before I do anything just helps me start the day on a good note. And also, this might sound cliche, but what I've been doing this by habit. Getting up and making my bed before I take that shower has also helped me start the day on a good note. I've noticed days that I get up and I just go straight to my computer and I don't make my bed and I'm just like looking on job searching and all those things. It just puts me in a bad vibe. So to start the day, I recommend take a shower first thing in the morning and make your bed to help you start the day. Also, every hour that you're sitting, stand up. Stand up for like 3 minutes. For me, I have to make sure I'm standing up every single hour for 3 or 4 minutes because to be honest, I'm not doing no at-home workout. I'm not. Everyone's like, workout. I don't want to do no damn workout. I'm tired. Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't want to do no workout. And honestly, I'm kind of slim. So, and to be honest, I feel like I need to eat more. I'm not eating enough to where I feel like I have enough energy to do a workout. And I've been taking my melatonin, but still, I want to be at a point where I'm literally out by 11 p.m. I haven't been at there. I'm going to bed around 1 or 2, and the melatonin's been helping me compared to the time I've been going to bed around 3, 5 p.m., 5 a.m. So I don't even have enough energy to do a workout. So I would recommend, hey, if you're not going to, it's fine. If you're going to chill in your bed all day, or if you're going to sit in front of your computer, make sure you stand up at least every single hour for a few minutes. Go to the restroom, go get a cup of water, or just stand up and walk around every hour just to make sure your legs are moving and that you have circulation. It's very important because I did notice when I didn't, my legs would start to tingle and I'm like, okay, this is not good. And it reminds me of when you're sitting down on an airplane for long periods of time, you could actually get like blood clots, and it's not, you don't want to get down that road. And your muscles relax way too much. So make sure you stand up every single hour. If you And also what I also do is I make a list of the main tasks I have to do for the day. Like I need a list. Like I need a list for everything in order to stay organized. So even if it's just basic stuff, like I'll literally write shower, eat breakfast, shower. I wish I could, let me see if I have a list here. I have so many. Okay, well, I have so many lists. I have so many papers around. I'm trying to find a list here. I can just read. Oh, okay, here you go. Okay, so here I have a list. I have water, coffee in the morning, and then I have apply to jobs, shower, breakfast, clean clothes. I gotta clean my clothes. The laundromat is closed, so I have to here and wash my clothes. Clean clothes, apply to more jobs, meal prep, take hair out. That's when I had to take out my cornrows. And then I wrote down what I'm going to have for lunch and what I'm going to have for dinner. And then I meal prep my meals so I know I'm not overeating the serving sizes. So I'll have food for the week. It's another thing. I don't like to go to the store too much. And I've been doing food deliveries. So I recommend that. Make a list of your tasks, that every single task you want to do for the day so that you can stay productive throughout the day. So that's for production. So let's get into if you're bored. Too many damn people said they bored. I don't understand how the hell you bored. Like if you have a job, let's say if you have a job, you don't got kids, so you don't have to watch no kids. Still, how the fuck, let me not curse. How the hell are you bored? So I'm going to give you some tips. Number one, there's tons of things to watch online. If you're on Netflix, if you have Netflix and you can't find something you like, I would recommend looking into this YouTube channel called Flick Connection. They give really amazing recommendations of what you can find on Netflix and on also other like a free streaming line like Tubi. So definitely look at Flick Connection if you're looking if you need recommendations for what to watch. Also, maybe take a class, and you can find classes for very low prices for around $10 to $20 of classes on udemy.com. So for me, I want to learn Japanese. That's one thing. I want to learn Japanese and I want to learn Spanish, and because also next year I would love to go to Tokyo, Japan. So I feel like I would be more comfortable knowing I know the language. So I definitely, so there I can order two different classes, a Spanish class, I can order a Japanese class. And if you're so yeah, look into taking a class if you want to, do you want to learn a language? Do you want to learn how to draw? Also another thing, I am a designer, so I want to get into UX UI design. So that's also, I can buy classes there. Is there a certain skill in your field that you need to work on? And you can take classes and courses on that. Okay. Deep cleaning. If you're bored, then you can definitely, it's springtime, do a deep, and when I mean deep cleaning, I don't mean just washing. Regular cleaning is mopping your, sweeping your floors, keeping the kitchen clean. I mean, like, have you wiped down your walls? Okay. Have you washed your windows? Who washes their windows? That's one tip I got from some interior design blog, and it stated usually people don't wash or wipe their windows, and when you do, a lot more sun comes through. So if you're bored, do some deep cleaning. Like, go wipe down those windows. Go wash your walls. I've washed especially I wash the walls that are in my kitchen because a lot of like splatter and grease gets on them. I wash the walls that are in my bathroom because I've noticed the hair products I use with spray, sometimes it splatters on the wall. So do that, or clean like behind nooks and crannies. When was the last time you've done that? Like, clean like behind your radiator or behind your couch or under the couch, under the bed. Clean under the bed. So do a deep clean. So those are my tips for if you are bored. And then you can take up a hobby if you want to get into drawing. Like I stated, there are classes for that. If you want to, I also would love to learn how to sing just a little bit so I don't sound bad. There are probably tons of online classes to teach you how to sing or be able to control your voice better. Maybe get an instrument, buy an instrument on Amazon if you can afford it, and then take classes online, like a guitar, or not piano because that's just heavy. But unless you get a electric, like a keyboard guitar, a keyboard piano, or you get a guitar, you get a violin, a flute, whatever your heart is into. So those are my tips. Now let's get into if you lost your job. So tips for what you can do if you lost your job. And these are look, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert on career development. I'm just saying this is what helped me out. So I'm just giving you a this is what I personally think. So if it doesn't work, maybe my tips don't work, don't come for me. I'm sorry. So, but if you lost your job, like I did, and I'm not going to lie, there's been days where I felt extremely, extremely sad. I've had ups and downs. But the first thing you do need to do is go apply for unemployment. Now, I will say this. When you apply, you might not see unemployment for about 3 to 6 weeks, maybe even 8 weeks. I'll say give it 8 weeks tops for that unemployment to come. Well, at least in New York City, because millions and millions and millions of people are applying. The current system was only made to be able to overhaul thousands and not millions of applicants. So you're going to have to, so if you got let go, apply as soon as possible, because you going to have to wait. I had to wait about 4 weeks. But after I applied, and then I've called several times, like, you're not going to get through. So you just gotta wait. Just make sure your email's correct, your social security is correct, your ID on your tax, your W-2 forms from your past jobs is correctly put in. Like double check, make sure those three things are correct, and your ID, government ID or PIN number, PIN ID is all correct. And then after within that 8 week span, they will email out. Well, I don't know. This is what happened to me. They emailed me, and I finally was able to collect unemployment. So definitely collect that. Even if you have savings, it's still good to, because it can help you out. So that's the first thing. Make sure you file. Don't be afraid to not file because you know it's going to take forever or you might not get it. Make sure your name is on that sheet so when they get to it, you got something coming in. So you won't have to wait, but get your name on that list. Okay? So definitely unemployment. Now, LinkedIn. If you are unemployed, make sure you up your LinkedIn profile. Make sure you are making connections, and also make sure you're connecting to recruiters and talent acquisition specialists. Like literally, what I would do is I would search in the search bar. You can search for people who have specific jobs. So would search for a talent acquisition specialist. And then I guess LinkedIn, they have an idea of your profile. So they literally would show me all talent acquisitions who were probably within the design niche or corporate niche or whatever may have you. And I'm just connecting. And then also it is better if you do send a message. But I was like, I don't got time for that. I'm just connecting until my maximum reach has been done for the day. And LinkedIn is like, you can't connect anymore. And not everybody will accept your connection, but a good amount of people will. And I will say this for me. So make sure you're connecting with recruiters, connecting with specialists. Make sure you're connecting with it could be like the marketing directors. Well, depending on what you're into. For me, I'm into graphic design specifically. I'm always in the marketing department, so it's important for me to connect to directors, art directors, creative leads, recruiters, talent acquisition specialists, and marketing directors. Because I would say for the last 3 jobs I've had in the past, they were all through connections from LinkedIn. Because a recruiter reached out to me and stated, hey, we have this job. And then also talent acquisition from a specific company reached out to me for that company, like, hey, we have this position open. So definitely make sure you are connected. Make sure your profile is filled. Make sure you have a nice headshot. Don't just have one when you're in a casual t-shirt. You could take a nice headshot on your phone. Good lighting like this, and this with like it's just going to be up to, like, take it where it's like here up, and just have good lighting. You're smiling. Clean background. So I wouldn't have any of this. Just do it against it could be a white or gray background. So make sure you have a professional looking headshot. As best as you can. You can just, take it at home. Also, make sure you update your cover. A lot of people don't, but update your cover image on your profile. You would stand out from the crowd if you do that. So I recommend doing that. Have a message of what you do. Like my message. I created a profile where I have like a computer. It's nice though. It might sound very boring, but I had like a computer and then I put integrating marketing with design or something. I had like a tagline. So make sure your cover profile image is updated and not just the standard like blue background cover that they have. Make sure all your information for all your experiences is actually filled out. If you can get people to write recommendations on your page, that's good. Because you don't have to worry about. I mean, recruiters might still ask you for recommendations, but just having it on LinkedIn, it's just good for your image. And then also have people endorse you for your skills. So I recommend having all that. And then even your interests that might tie in. Like I'm part of AIGA, which is the American something something graphics association, American Institute of Graphics Association, like a lot of different groups of association that are like graphic design related or corporate related within my niche. I'm say I have as interests or groups. So make sure your LinkedIn profile is on point. Also engage, do posts. You could even write an article if you want to really stand out so that people can see you on LinkedIn and are alert that hey, you exist, and they'll be able to reach out to you. I've seen one guy, software engineer, he got let go. He wrote a whole post about he got let go. He was with Airbnb, a main post, and then he's just saying how great of experience he had there. He literally got over 1,000 views and literally 40 to 50 replies, and they were all like different recruiters, art directors saying, hey, reach out, hey, send me a message, I'll send over your resume, hey, we have a position for you here, just send me a message, or here's the link, or apply online, hey, we have this open, hey, we have that open. To me, that's more powerful because honestly, I will say this. Also in your job search, this is my personal opinion, I could be wrong, but I would recommend applying for jobs that have been around that have been posted within the past 7 days. Because even on LinkedIn, there are a lot of jobs that they'll be on LinkedIn for over 30 days, but the position's already been filled and they just didn't take it off LinkedIn. So I feel like recruiters reaching out to you, or in that case in his post saying, hey, these jobs are open, or we have this open, it's still open. Another tip I would do is, if you see a position on LinkedIn at a company, actually go to the company's website if they do have a career position and see if that position is on the website. If it's a job that's old, like that's been on the post for like 30 days, because 9 times out of 10, it might have been fulfilled. And for me, I don't want to spend 30 minutes to an hour revamping my cover letter or resume, knowing like I did that a few days ago. It was a job post I saw. I literally spent an hour like revamping my sample portfolio, even though I have a website for my portfolio, revamping my cover letter, like everything, and then it has to be typographically designed because I'm a designer. So I send it, and mind you, I already have templates in place, honey. But still, like, just rereading everything because I'm so bad with grammar. Like, just make sure there's no typos. I spent an hour, and then the guy replies back in like 5 minutes flat. Oh, hey, sorry, this position's already been fulfilled, but good luck on your search. And I'm like, really? Then take your position off of the damn job board. Like, it's not fair to people. Thousands of people putting in work, and you not even. It's like the company's just careless. But anyway, also, if you are searching for a job, I would recommend keeping a spreadsheet with every single job you apply for. Have the company, a link to the post. What else I have? Company, a link to the post, the position name, the date you applied, and also what website was it posted on. Okay, so make a spreadsheet, and I'll say this again. Have the name of the company, the link to the job post, to the position you applied for, the date you applied for the job, and then also the site that you found the job on, whether or not it was their personal site or it was LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Indeed. And that way you can keep track of your production and how many jobs you applied for in that day. Because it's very easy to like start reading descriptions that are literally 5 paragraphs long, and then have to do a cover letter and a resume, and it gets a lot. And then before you know it, hours pass by, you only apply to like 2 jobs. So with me, it helps me keep track of how many jobs have I been applying, and also that I don't apply to the same ones, especially if it's been 2 weeks ago. I'm going to forget if I applied for it or not. So I think that's very, very important. Another tip I saw on a job board was they were stating you usually got to apply to 20 jobs to get 1 lead. So that's why I usually try to do at least 5 a day, 10 if I'm like really, really energetic. But if I do 5 a day, then by within 5 days, I should, that should be, I should have one lead or something. If I don't, then I go back to the drawing board and have to make sure I customize my resume and cover letter to the specific qualifications of the job. That takes even longer, but so with all that being said, like for instance, I just got off a video interview, and that was from a connection that found me on LinkedIn. And it was just a random lady. I don't even think she was a recruiter. She just said, hey, I know a guy named Jeff and he needs a designer. I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, all right, great. So just messaging. I was like, okay, great. She said, I'll email you. And I was like, okay, great. Yeah. So just taking it from there. So yeah, those are my tips. Another thing too, if you are having a hard time, thankfully I have my sister that I can FaceTime weekly. But if you're having a hard time, if you just got let go, you don't have anyone to talk to, find support groups. So there's one website called beyondmybattle.org. Look into that and see if you can find, and look into that. Also, just Google search support groups for furloughed employees. So Google search that, and see if you can find support groups, because this is a very, 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 very tough time. The fact that you're inside, if you get let go, and thankfully I have savings, but there millions of people who might not even know how they're going to pay rent next month. You can't get unemployment because everyone's backed up. And this is in every state, not just New York. Every state is just backed up. So it's just like, that's a tough time. And you might have to go to food banks or food communities just to be able to get food for yourself for the week because you can't afford it. You have to explain to your landlord, you can't pay your rent. So it's just a tough time. Like, this is such a tough time. It's easy to we're human. It's normal to not feel good. It's okay. Like, it's understandable. I'm tired of people, I read this, and I'm sorry, I feel like I'm venting or ranting, but just stick with me. I read this post and it was talking about toxic positivity. And it was just like how you're opening up. Let's say if you're opening up to your friends or just feeling a certain way. You're sad, you're down because of the situation you are in, whether now or in the past. And then a friend, or you might just read a quote online or a friend online. It was like, oh, this will pass. Or, oh, just look at the positives. Or at least you're not doing as bad as someone who's in like another third world country or this and that. And it's just like, really? It's as if you're saying that their feelings don't matter or their feelings aren't strong enough so it needs attention. And that's not true. Like, everyone's human. Everyone's going through their own stories being written. Everyone's going through their own experience. So everyone has different perspectives. Everyone handles different situations in their own way. So you can't, how can I say this? Like, everyone's feelings is validated. Everyone has a right to feel the way they do. Unless you're like medically a sociopath or a psychotic. Everyone has a right to feel the way they do. Okay? So I'm very surprised that I have not broke down and cried. I was very, very, very close to it several times. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. And I told my sister, there's times like I was like, I'm not doing good. Like, this is hard. Like, I'm happy I finally am collecting unemployment, but there was, during those 4 weeks, thankfully I have savings, but during those 4 weeks, thinking, okay, I don't have any money coming in. I don't know if I'm gonna get unemployment. I don't know how long it'll be before I get a job. Like, it's the worst feeling in the world, not knowing if you'll be able to provide food for yourself months down the road. Like, any human being is going to break down and just feel a certain way and cry or just, so I would say don't brush it off. Like, just take care of yourself and be aware of how you feel, and it's okay to need help or to reach out for help. That's what I would say. So if you do have someone, family member or friend, that you could at least FaceTime on a weekly basis, like reach out to them like, hey, I'm going through a tough time. I need someone to talk to. I need someone to FaceTime once a week. At least give me once a week or once. I know I'm like once a week at least. Um, I recommend doing that. And if you don't, then definitely Google search and look for a support group for furloughed employees. And if you're on LinkedIn, you can put a posting, and you can put a posting and you can say like, hey, I just got furloughed. I was wondering if there's anyone else in the same situation as me. Would you be great if we can start a group, if we can Zoom, or if there's anyone who knows of any tips who can help me out, or just give me any advice if they have time just to go do a Zoom meeting or something. Like, reach out. You gotta reach out. And I would say there are times when I was so sad, I didn't want to reach out to nobody. I don't want to text nobody. But talking to my sister, it helps a lot. And she's a teacher, and she's my older sister, and she's just, I don't know, she's just very comforting. She just gives me that comfort. So it just, and I realize when I see her, and I don't really talk that much. She do all the talk. She does all the talking during these FaceTimes, but it just makes me smile, and just being able to just smile for long periods of time just elevates my emotions. So I pray for you guys. Those are the tips I have.